Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Rossy de Palma is a Spanish actress, model, and cultural icon, best known for her unique beauty, bold personality, and longtime collaboration with acclaimed filmmaker Pedro Almodóvar. Born Rosa Elena García Echave on September 16, 1964, in Palma de Mallorca, Spain, she grew up far from the traditional path to stardom, yet became one of the most recognizable faces in European cinema. Early life and discovery. Before entering the film industry, Rossy worked as a singer and dancer in the musical group Peor Impossible, part of Spain's vibrant post-Franco cultural movement known as La Movida Madrileña. Her life changed dramatically when she met Pedro Almodóvar in Madrid during the 1980s. Captivated by her unconventional looks, often described as Picasso-esque, and her magnetic personality, Almodóvar cast her in his 1986 film, Law of Desire, La Ley del Deseo. Rise to fame. Her collaboration with Almodóvar soon blossomed, and she became one of his most iconic Almodóvar girls. She appeared in some of his most celebrated films, including Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, 1988, which brought her international attention, Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down, 1990, Kika, 1993, and The Flower of My Secret, 1995. Rossy's striking appearance and comedic flair made her stand out in every role, often playing eccentric, passionate, and unpredictable characters. International career. Her fame extended beyond Spain as she began working in French cinema and theater, becoming a beloved figure in France. She appeared in films like The Man Who Cried 2000, alongside Johnny Depp and Kate Blanchett, and Asterix and Obelix, God Save Britannia, 2012. She also collaborated with renowned directors such as Robert Altman in Pret-a-Porter, 1994, and appeared in numerous arthouse productions. In addition to acting, Rossy became a fashion muse, working with designers like Jean-Paul Gaultier, Thierry Mugler, and Christian Lacroix, who admired her striking, sculptural face and avant-garde style. Later work and recognition. In recent years, Rossy de Palma has continued to act in both film and theater, earning praise for her performances in Julieta, 2016, again directed by Almodóvar, and Madres Paralelas, 2021. She has also ventured into directing and art projects, embodying the spirit of creativity and self-expression that defined her early career. Personal style and legacy. Rossy de Palma is celebrated not just as an actress but as a symbol of individuality and artistic freedom. Rejecting conventional beauty standards, she has built a career rooted in authenticity and courage. Her signature look, angular features, expressive eyes, and deep voice has made her a timeless figure in both film and fashion. Today, Rossy de Palma remains one of Spain's most distinctive cultural ambassadors, a woman who transformed her uniqueness into art and continues to inspire others to embrace their true selves. A singular beauty and a living work of art. Rossy de Palma's face has often been described as something out of a Cubist painting, asymmetrical, expressive, and utterly captivating. She herself once joked that she looked like a Picasso portrait come to life, and this unusual beauty became her trademark rather than a limitation. In an industry dominated by traditional standards, Rossy defied them entirely, proving that charisma, confidence, and artistic originality could define beauty in new ways. Designers, photographers, and directors found in her a living artwork, someone whose face and presence evoke emotion, power, and style. She became the muse of Jean-Paul Gaultier, walked for Thierry Mugler, and appeared in fashion editorials for Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, and Elle. Collaboration with Pedro Almodóvar. The alchemy of eccentricity. Her long creative partnership with Pedro Almodóvar is one of the most iconic director-muse relationships in modern cinema. Almodóvar saw in Rossy not only a performer but a spirit, free, unpredictable, and deeply human. In Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, 1988, Rossy brought humor and chaos to the screen in a supporting role that became instantly memorable. In Kika, 1993, she played Juana, a character both comic and tragic, showcasing her rare ability to balance absurdity with sincerity. Each collaboration deepened their shared cinematic world, one filled with bold colors, complex women, and emotional extremes. Almodóvar's films gave Rossy de Palma the stage to express her rawness, intensity, and flamboyant charm, while she, in turn, added a surreal and theatrical energy to his vision. Beyond Almodóvar, an international and multidisciplinary artist, while she will always be associated with Almodóvar's universe, Rossy's talent and spirit have taken her far beyond Spanish cinema. She appeared in Robert Altman's Pret-a-Porter, 1994, a satire of the fashion industry that fit her sensibilities perfectly, blending art, beauty, and irony. In France, she became a cult figure, admired not only as an actress but as an artistic personality, appearing in films like The Black Virgin, La Vierge Noire, 2009, and A Tale of Love and Darkness, 2015. Her voice, deep, smoky, and rich, led her to work in theater, radio, and voice acting. She even lent her voice to animated films and participated in music and poetry projects, showing her versatility as an artist. Personality and philosophy. Rossy de Palma is more than an actress, she is a philosopher of individuality. In interviews, she often speaks about life as a creative performance, about embracing imperfection, and about the power of laughter and imagination. She once said, "Beauty is not symmetry. Beauty is attitude, it's how you face the world." Her positive energy, sense of humor, and theatrical way of speaking make her a captivating public presence. She radiates confidence without arrogance, maintaining an aura of playfulness even when discussing deep topics like art, identity, and mortality. Awards and honors. Rossy de Palma's contribution to cinema and the arts has earned her wide recognition. She has been honored by numerous film festivals and fashion institutions for her lifetime achievements. In 2022, she was awarded the French Order of Arts and Letters, Chevalier des Arts et des Lettres, reflecting her strong cultural impact in France. She also served as a jury member at the Cannes Film Festival, 2018, a testament to her enduring respect within the international film community. Legacy and continuing influence. Rossy de Palma's story is one of transformation, from a singer in an underground Spanish band to a muse for the world's greatest directors and designers. She remains a symbol of self-acceptance and creative courage, representing those who dare to be different. Even today, she continues to act, model, and perform, collaborating with new generations of filmmakers and artists. Younger audiences admire her not only for her roles but for her authenticity, wit, and refusal to conform. Filmography highlights. From cult classics to contemporary masterpieces, Rossy de Palma's screen presence is unforgettable, a mixture of theatricality, vulnerability, and magnetic energy. Though she often appeared in supporting roles, her characters consistently stole scenes and hearts, bringing a surreal and deeply human touch to every film. Key films with Pedro Almodóvar: Law of Desire, La Ley del Deseo, 1987, her film debut, where she immediately impressed critics with her natural eccentricity and raw expressiveness. Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, Mujeres al borde de un ataque de nervios, 1988, the film that made her a household name internationally. Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down, Adame, 1990, showcased her comedic and bold performance style. Kika, 1993, one of her most iconic roles, her character, Juana, was both bizarre and tragic, reflecting Rossy's trademark mix of humor and depth. The Flower of My Secret, La Flor de Mi Secreto, 1995, a subtler, more emotional role showing her growing maturity as an actress. Julieta, 2016, a return to Almodóvar's world, displaying her elegance and gravitas. Parallel Mothers, Madres Paralelas, 2021, her later collaboration with Almodóvar, proving her enduring power and presence in Spanish cinema. Other notable works, Pret-a-Porter, 1994, directed by Robert Altman, a glamorous satire that bridged her film and fashion careers. The Man Who Cried, 2000, with Christina Ricci, Johnny Depp, and Cate Blanchett. Asterix and Obelix, God Save Britannia, 2012, showed her versatility and comedic timing in French cinema. Madame, 2017, a charming, satirical comedy starring Toni Collette, where Rossy shone as a flamboyant guest at a high society dinner. A Little Chaos, 2014, directed by Alan Rickman, where she played a humorous and eccentric French courtier. Her ability to move between drama, comedy, and surrealism makes her one of the most unclassifiable and fascinating actresses in modern cinema. Muse of fashion, the living sculpture Rossy de Palma's influence stretches far beyond film. In fashion, she became a living emblem of avant-garde aesthetics, a model who redefined what it means to be beautiful. Collaborations and campaigns. Jean-Paul Gaultier, one of her earliest and most enduring collaborators. She walked in his runway shows, appeared in campaigns, and even became the face of his perfume classique. Thierry Mugler cast her in theatrical fashion shows that celebrated her angular features and expressive gestures. Christian Louboutin featured her in campaigns for his luxury shoes, emphasizing her surreal charm. Lancôme. In 2015, she released a limited edition makeup collection, Lancôme x Rossy de Palma, inspired by her Picasso-like beauty and artistic spirit. Vogue and Harper's Bazaar. She appeared in editorials photographed by the likes of Peter Lindbergh and Paolo Roversi. Her strong facial features, combined with her theatrical body language, turned her into a muse of surrealism in fashion, bridging art, performance, and beauty. Theater, voice, and artistic exploration. Rossy de Palma's creativity is not limited to cinema and fashion. She has also worked in theater, where her expressive style fits naturally. She has performed in plays such as Résilienza d'amour, La nuit juste avant les forêts, and L'étrange histoire de la princesse Barbarina. Her deep, resonant voice has been used in radio plays, narration, and voice acting, including animated films and audiobooks. She even sang and danced on stage, always embracing performance as a total form of expression. Rossy also creates visual and poetic art, often combining her drawings, poetry, and photography into multidisciplinary exhibitions. Personal life and philosophy. Rossy de Palma has 2 children and lives between Spain and France. She keeps her private life discreet, focusing instead on her artistic endeavors. She often describes herself as a soul who paints life with emotion. Her worldview is deeply artistic and humanistic. She celebrates imperfection, intuition, and humor. She once said, "We are all born masterpieces, but life tries to turn us into copies." Rossy's personal philosophy is grounded in joy, sensuality, and authenticity. She encourages people to live expressively and without shame. Cultural and symbolic legacy. Rossy de Palma's cultural importance goes beyond her roles and fashion moments. She represents a new definition of beauty and femininity, one that celebrates difference, intelligence, and individuality. She has become a global ambassador for creative freedom, adored in Spain, France, and throughout Europe. For younger artists and outsiders, she is proof that being different is not a flaw but a source of power. In 2018, she served as president of the Camera d'Or jury at the Cannes Film Festival, cementing her place as an international figure of cinema. Her journey, from singing in an underground band to being immortalized as an icon of modern art, reflects a rare artistic integrity that never fades. A life lived as art. Rossy de Palma has often said that she doesn't see a strict division between life and art. For her, to live is to perform, to express emotion through gesture, clothing, and attitude. She embodies a rare blend of vulnerability and flamboyance, a person who turns every moment into theater. Her daily style reflects this philosophy. She is known to appear in public wearing dramatic hats, sculptural jewelry, or bold lipstick, transforming even a casual outing into a scene of visual poetry. "I dress not to impress but to express," she once remarked. "Fashion is my second skin, it's how I speak without words." Rossy treats her face, with its strong nose, angled cheekbones, and deep-set eyes, as a canvas of emotion. Photographers adore her because she can communicate entire stories with a single expression: tragedy, humor, irony, and tenderness all at once. The symbol of the Almodóvar woman in Pedro Almodóvar's universe, women are the emotional and moral centers, passionate, complex, brave, and flawed. Rossy de Palma, though often playing supporting characters, helped define that archetype. In films like Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown and Kika, she personified the unapologetic, colorful woman who refuses to conform to society's expectations. Her characters often represent a kind of liberated energy, comedic yet tragic, ridiculous yet full of heart. Critics frequently call her the Picasso of Almodóvar's cinema, not only because of her looks but because, like Picasso's art, she embodies distortion, intensity, and emotional truth. Their partnership helped open the world's eyes to a new kind of beauty and storytelling, one that embraced chaos, emotion, and authenticity. International recognition and reinvention. By the 1990s, Rossy de Palma had become a global symbol of Spanish creativity. She appeared on red carpets at Cannes, Venice, and Berlin, where her playful confidence often upstaged more conventional stars. In France, she found a second home. The French public adored her eccentric wit and poetic spirit, and the country officially recognized her contributions to culture by naming her a Chevalier de l'Ordre des Arts et des Lettres, Knight of the Order of Arts and Letters, in 2010. She also became a television personality, appearing as a judge on France's Top Chef Celebrity and other creative programs, where her humor and eccentricity delighted audiences. Throughout the 2000s and 2010s, she continually reinvented herself, acting in arthouse films and comedies, starring in fashion campaigns, collaborating with visual artists and photographers, performing in stage productions that blend dance, poetry, and monologue. Even in her 60s, she remains a muse for new generations, artists, designers, and filmmakers who see in her a living example of artistic courage, spirituality, and inner strength behind her playful eccentricity.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.